Hey guys, I'm Mickey back here for that video, guys. Welcome back to an episode of my Madden retrospective series, where we take a look at stadiums in Madden 22, Madden 23, Madden 24 to see how much they have changed over the last 3 years. Today, we're looking at the Mexico Stadium, which, to be honest, probably was one of the most detailed stadiums in Madden 24. So I'm kind of excited to see how much it has changed. Also, if you know anything about Madden 22 throughout the series so far, 22 always has the craziest, most detailed outside of the stadium. And now I'm really excited to see how this looks inside or outside the stadium for this stadium, because this stadium has a whole entire outside. Okay, this is really weird. I can't go any farther down than this. Hang on, hold up. So I can't go any farther down than this. And what kind of door is that? That's like a little tiny doors on either side. I know this is not what it looks like in 24. The doors are full size in 24, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But okay, that's different. Now the tunnels are weird with this stadium. So first off, you go through this little entrance ramp, and then you go into this brick area right here, which actually goes all the way up to here, which goes to nowhere, but in the end, that's how the tunnels are set up. So the players just walk from pretty much the outside here into the stadium, and that's that, which definitely different. I think it's kind of cool, to be honest, but definitely different than what we see in other stadiums around the NFL, and definitely, unique to the Mexico Stadium completely. And I kind of like the idea, so that concept of how detailed it is all the way up. Again, things that EA does not have to add. It's always appreciated when they add, right? Little details like that. You look at it and you're like, wow, this is actually more than I thought they would go through, the whole process of going all the way up there. Now, the suites on this stadium actually were some of the best in 24, I believe. And yeah, these aren't really that bad, to be honest. It has a little coffee table in the middle of each of these suites. So it actually looks pretty dang good, to be honest. Yeah, this is okay. I give EA props on that one. Let's go up higher a little bit here. And let's see, can I go all the way up here? What's actually up here? Oh, this is like a little balcony area out here. Now, do we have concession stands out here? It does not look like we do. Sometimes with these stadiums, when they're so open like this, they have concessions out here for the fans and stuff. It doesn't look like there is any concessions. Now, in the real stadium, there probably is. Oh, no, there is concessions right here. So we have, yeah, I can't speak Spanish, so there's zero chance I'm going to get any of these correct. We have men. Wait, no. Hold up. I have no idea. I'm going to look at the sign. The sign never lies to me. See, I can speak Spanish. This is a woman. This is a man. Okay? See? I know Spanish. I did take 3 years of Spanish in high school. Doesn't mean I know anything. Just, that was high school. Rampa 2. Okay. Interesting. We have the entrance right here that says the stadium's name. Wait, hold up. Bien. Okay. I think I know what that word means. Listen, I don't know Spanish, okay? There's a 0% I know anything what this is saying. Tell me down below. No, I'm just kidding. If I really want to know, I'll just Google search it. But anyway, we have EA Sports in the game. I love how that is in English. Like it says tunnel for tunnel, but English is it's in the game. Like they need you to know, hey, listen, EA Sports, it's in the game. Palcos, okay. And again, like I said, this stadium on the outside is just really freaking dope. But really dope about this is the Madden 22 experience, which, again, had, the whole entire city mapped out in this stadium. So this is just the outside of the stadium, which, just taking a look at this, we have Mexico, we have NFL Mexico game, we have NFL logos, London logos. Oh, no, sorry, not London, just Mexico logos. I always, when I see that logo for international games, I don't know why London always pops in my head. I guess because for the longest time it was just NFL London, and then they expanded to Mexico, they expanded to Germany, and all the other places too. But that's the stadium. Now let's look outside the stadium. Now I can't go too far up because the elevation of this stadium is absolutely crazy. But here's why this stadium is actually really dope in 24 is because the outside is actually insane. Now, usually if this outside is insane in 24, then that means 22 is even better. 23 usually sometimes can get really crazy too, but 22 usually is the most. And look at this outside. This is not all just 2D textures, which is absolutely insane. Now, of course, this is, I believe, in Mexico City, if I am correct. And on the outside here, we have even more things behind the scenes, which is kind of funny. We have our, 2D texture walls here. So we have even more things going on behind the scenes. But let's go ahead and go through here, though. So we have more of these buildings, which, again, from this angle, they look weird. But this angle, they actually look normal because they're only partly textured files. And I'm just going to kind of take a look at the outside scope of this. So this is all blank space, which is kind of surprising. I really expected them to go ham on this, especially with how EA is. EA goes crazy on the outside of these stadiums, especially in 22. I don't know what happened in 22, man, but 22 was EA Sports' year. I mean, I can't even complain. Look how many freaking houses they textured in this stadium. If I told you this was Madden, I don't think anyone would believe me. People are like, oh, that's not Madden, man. That's probably like something else. It's probably a different game. No, this is Madden. EA went this ham on 22. Like, 22 was their baby on creating outside environments. Like, I don't know who their dev team was, but their dev team was like, listen, we like the 3D graphic design, and we want to code it. Like, gameplay, fluff it. We don't need gameplay. We have graphic design outside of stadiums. Like, that sounds like 1,000 times better. Yeah, it was, an interesting set of events. But okay, so all this is kind of just like nothingness, and then over here is where you got the actual homes, you got all the, houses, stuff like that. Again, things they do not need to add into this at all, and I freaking love it. I love it when I can do these videos and get lost in an area. When I can get lost in an area and not know what a stadium is right away, that's when I'm like, I love this. Like, it's fun to me. It's fun because, like, it makes me look like it's not just Madden, and it's actually a game that someone, took time to create. And this is the good thing about all this, because holy crap, is there a lot of houses near the stadium. Like, they just said, okay, we're going to put a lot of houses, and blop, there's the stadium. Now, I believe, like Wembley, this is a soccer stadium, I believe, if I am correct. Because especially with how many, seats there are, I think this is soccer, which usually every other country in the world outside of America has crazy soccer stadiums, because soccer is one of the most popular sport known to man outside of, football in America, obviously. But outside of America, it's all soccer, which is, again, called football. Football, I think it's football. All right, let's go ahead and go on to Madden 23. All right, so Madden 23. Let's keep going on the year. All right, so I just realized it's on the other side. Okay, my bad. I was like, wait, where's that tunnel thing? All right, so the elevation is still freaking janky, but we have right there, okay. Interesting. So the small doors are still here. Was I incorrect and that's the same thing on 24? I just don't remember that being in 24 like that. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Alright, so we have the little ramp thing right here, right? Goes up to here. Not bad. Over on the other side here, we also have another little ramp thing that goes up high. Oh, there we go. Goes up higher all the way up to here. Alright, so same thing as 24. I'm sorry, same thing as 22, not 24. That's the same concept across the board. How about the suites? So obviously the lowest suites we didn't look at last on 22. Okay, let me try to. Okay, it's so small I can't even get in here. Okay, hold up. A little bit. Okay, I can't get into the smaller suites. I tried, guys. I can get into the bigger suites. It's the same thing as 22. For the most part, it's the same thing as 22, which is what we expected, right? But what we expect is the outside of the stadium to be a tad bit different because that's usually what 23 does. So I don't remember. Were these I think these tents were here in 22 also. I believe. Might be incorrect. I believe they were here in 22. We have little signs up, little gates up, which is cool. Again, as always, we have this little area out here. Kind of dope. There's a lot of areas, like, it's all gated off, so no one who isn't part, like, going to the stadium for the game can actually get to. Which makes sense, to be honest. Definitely does make sense. Okay. We have... Okay, so we just did a full circle. So, stadium looks exactly the same then. I was thinking it might look a little bit different on the outside, but stadium looks the same. Now, here's the thing that should be different. The outside of the stadium. Because 23 is notorious. And by the way, this is what I mean by, you know, anyone who isn't part of the actual, like, watching the game. They have all of these, like... all walled off, so you can't get in here unless you're actually watching the game and you have a ticket. So normally stadiums let you kind of walk all the way up to pretty much the gates, but you can't get in. No, the Mexico Stadium is very strict of nobody's getting in here. They built a wall to stop that from happening. So if you don't have a ticket, you can't get in the stadium at all, or even near the stadium, in all honesty. So which again makes sense, but it is what it is. Parking lot is absolutely insanity. I don't remember the parking lot being this big with the last one. It might have been. Again, like I said, memory's kind of fading. But, whoa, okay. So the outside is humongous still, but it looks like it's a tad bit smaller. Am I crazy to say that? It looks a tad bit smaller on the outside here. I know that there was a lot of open land with 22, but what is this open? And also, here's what we can test. This might be bigger. Hold up, because remember how this area right here went to the edge here? It looks like it's now more massive. This might be bigger than 22, which would be the first time we've ever said that when it comes to 22, 23 stadiums. This might be bigger. It might be more buildings in 22, but unless, you know, just free space that kind of just goes around everywhere. But definitely looks a tad bit bigger than 22. Maybe I'm crazy to say that, but that's kind of what I'm getting perspective-wise. Holy crap. I love how much detail they put in this, man. I'm learning more and more about coding or getting better and better at coding. I'm saying learning. I'm getting better and better at coding, guys. I want to eventually make my own Madden game. I can't do actually Madden because, you know, EA Sports. But they have the NFL license, that's why. But I would love to do my own football game and compete with them as much as possible and let you guys play it. And honestly, if I can create it and it might take me a year or so, I probably won't charge money for it. I would say probably, unless I have to give like a dev team. But if it's just me creating it and I create it by myself, I'll probably have it for free. Anyone who subscribes to my channel could probably get it for free. I don't see why I wouldn't at this point because I don't really... Again, like I said many times, I do this channel not for money. I do this channel for the purpose of just entertaining the people who like to watch me. So those who do actually like watching me, I'm going to go ahead and try to get back as much as possible. So if I do go ahead and create a game. Sorry, I'm like trying to think and look at the same time. Yeah, I wouldn't be charging money for it, by the way. I would be giving it away for free. But yeah, no, real note though, this is kind of crazy, to be honest. But if I did create a NFL game, I'm going crazy on the outsides. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'll let everyone Noclip. I don't care. I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll enable a setting in there that lets you Noclip outside the stadium to see outside. Because if I do it, if I create one, I'm putting all my time and effort into the detail on the inside and the outside of these stadiums. Because I would want to recreate these cities. But let's go to 20. Madden 24. The year of our game. Let's get into it. So, was I incorrect? No, I wasn't. Okay, so these doors are normal size in 24. This is what I'm talking about. These doors are actually normally sized in 24. My FPS right now is absolutely crap. But, yeah, so in 24, this is actually normal sized. This is also a lot bigger in 24. It actually curves around for some reason. I'm going to try to get through this stadium with the FPS being crap. I don't know why, but Madden in 24, for some reason, and by the way, this is completely dark. In other games, you can actually see it. But the tunnel in this one is actually like pitch black. For some reason in 24, they just do not know how to work FPS counters. Like, I set it to be locked at 120 FPS, which is what my monitor goes to. And for some reason, it's like I could barely get that with a 4090 and a 14600K. Like, they did not code this game correctly. And if you don't know about anything about computers, 4090 is the best graphics thing you can have right now in a computer, period. And a 14900K is the best CPU. It's the computer's, like, inners, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. It's the best of the best. That's what I'm... Just imagine the best computer possible costing you, like, $75,000. That's what I have right now. Which, to run a Madden game, shouldn't be at all, you know, challenging. But for some reason, EA just... It's weird with their game for some reason. But anyway, though, other than EA Sports being weird with their game, here's the outside of the stadium. And this is the most important part. So we have... It looks like the outside, for the most part, here is exactly the same as 22 and 23 is. Dude, this is just dropping FPS like crazy. Holy crap. Now, once we get out into the open field, that's when the FPS is going to all come back. Because that's when there's not much things to render, and it will get a little easier. But for right now, like if I go out here, we're cruising on 89 FPS. Like out here, we're cruising on like 90, almost 100 FPS. But once we get close to the stadium, that's when things are going to get a little crazy. So we have this parking lot right here, right? Parking lot over here. And then we have this gigantic parking lot yet again. Is this going to be the same as 22 and 23? On the low, it might be. It actually low-key might be. Wait, no. No, this is definitely smaller. This is definitely smaller than 22 and 23. But not by much. Honestly, not by much when it comes to how much smaller it is. It's not as crazy big as 22 and 23 is, but again, I don't know. It actually is very similar. Like, usually 24 is notorious for making the smallest map possible. 23 is usually smaller than 22, and then 22 is usually the humongous. But this is very close. There's a lot less empty land, I feel like. Like with 22, 23, there was a lot of just blank land. There is a lot of land here that's blank, but I feel like it's less than 22 and 23. Let's see. Does this go to the wood barrier, or what's going on here? I could actually start doing that too. Like seeing how far back. So this is how much work they could put in this map. I'm still going. This is how far they can go. That's like that's the wood barrier on how far they can actually go. So they could go all the way back to there, but they don't decide to do that, which it makes sense. I'm not going to blame them for that. Like, there's no reason to put stuff all the way back there, especially with this stadium, because you can't see outside of the stadium. But still, you know, it's nice to see little details like that. All right. What we got here? Not bad. Okay, overall, like I said before, it looks like it's less than 22 and 23, but still very up in par as a decently, you know, detailed map outside the stadium. I mean, I don't think it looks bad at all. Like, some of these maps outside the stadium in 24, they kind of just, like, ran with it and nothing. But this actually looks pretty dang good. So, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.